An illusion is not simply something false. It is a convincing interpretation of reality that feels true because the mind has built a powerful story around it. Human beings rarely experience reality exactly as it exists. We experience it through memories, emotions, expectations, fears, desires, and beliefs. The brain constantly fills gaps in information, creates patterns, and searches for meaning. This allows us to navigate life, but it can also distort what we see. When reality becomes painful, the mind may create an interpretation that feels easier to accept. A person may believe that someone will eventually change because accepting their true behavior would mean facing disappointment. Someone may remain convinced that success, wealth, beauty, or recognition will finally bring lasting happiness because admitting otherwise would challenge everything they have been pursuing. Another person may hold on to an old identity because letting it go would mean facing uncertainty about who they are becoming. Illusions survive because they often protect emotional needs. The mind does not always choose what is objectively true. Sometimes it chooses what feels psychologically bearable. This is why people can remain attached to relationships, dreams, expectations, or beliefs long after reality has begun contradicting them. The illusion becomes less about what is actually happening and more about what the person needs to believe is happening. Eventually, the story can become so familiar that questioning it feels more frightening than living inside it. The danger begins when the mind starts protecting the illusion instead of examining reality. People naturally notice information that confirms what they already believe, while overlooking evidence that challenges it. Warning signs can be minimized, contradictions rationalized, and painful truths pushed aside. A person may continue believing that everything will eventually become perfect, even while their present circumstances repeatedly prove otherwise. This can create emotional exhaustion because maintaining an illusion requires constant psychological effort. Breaking an illusion can feel like losing something valuable. It may bring grief, disappointment, confusion, or even an identity crisis because the belief once provided comfort and direction. Yet seeing reality clearly can eventually create a deeper form of freedom. Psychological growth requires the courage to question assumptions, tolerate uncertainty, accept uncomfortable information, and admit when a cherished belief is no longer true. This does not mean becoming cynical or assuming that everything we believe is wrong. It means remaining flexible enough to distinguish reality from interpretation. Sometimes the truth hurts because it removes the story that helped us survive. But truth also gives us something illusion cannot: a solid foundation for making better choices. Awakening is often not discovering a completely different world. It is realizing that the world was always there, but the mind had been looking at it through a story it was afraid to question.